we Corbo, Lorbo, Chico. रंगों में फिर से उठा एक उफान है, हासिल करने को पूरा आसमान है। कुछ याद रखना है तो बस ये याद रख कि तू फैन नहीं, तूफान है।
Hello everyone, very good evening. This is Shayunto Shengupto and welcome to the Night Live episode 6. You can see that I'm very happy and यही आपका mood रहना चाहिए as we lock on with Chennai Super Kings tomorrow. Boss, it's a high voltage game. मैं तो काफी excited हूँ. Yes, थोड़ा सा mood gloomy रहा है because we lost the game. But you know what was the positive thing? It wasn't a convincing loss. We went right down to the wire. बहुत ही अच्छा प्रदर्शन था हमारा वहां पे, খুবই ভালো খেলেছিলাম আমরা, একদম লাস্ট পর্যন্ত নিয়ে গেছিলাম দিল্লিতে। I mean, Delhi were having a panic attack when we were playing. But before I start the night live and before I jump into a lot of points, let me wish everyone Eid Mubarak, sabhi ko Eid Mubarak and সবাইকে অক্ষয় তৃতীয়ার ভালো শুভেচ্ছা। I hope you guys are doing well. I can see so many comments coming in. Shupradeep Sharkar is saying very good evening to you. Good evening to you as well. Muhammad Riyad is saying Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak to you as well. I hope you guys are doing fine. We'll quickly go to the training session. But before, let's just quickly dive deep into what had happened in the previous game. Amader last khelate খুবই ভালো যেরকম আমি বলছিলাম। First things first, Jason Roy. Boy, whenever I have seen Jason Roy perform for England, I've always been a fan. But night debut, and he did a tremendous job. He scored 40 odd runs, beautifully played. I mean, those exquisite cover drives he was playing and the power play for the Pacers against the Pacers, it was superb. I mean, the bowling absolutely needs no introduction at all. Russell also fireworks towards the end of the innings. But let us do Jason Roy OP in the chat because आप लोगों ने बहुत ही अच्छा response दिया था before the game कि Jason Roy and of course Jason Roy did a great job. Somebody is asking me that where is Shardul? I hope that Shardul plays in the next few games as well. Akshit Kumar is saying KKR अभी भी champion बन सकती है। बिल्कुल हमारे पास वो विश्वास है कि हम champion बन सकते हैं। But let me just speak about Jason Roy a little bit. Night debut, we know that whenever a Knight plays for the first time for Kolkata Knight Riders, it's very, very special. And another lovely comment from Rakesh Nundi, who's saying my blood group is KKR positive and so is mine. And so one more thing, let me tell you, if you all want to win these kind of merchandise, the one I'm wearing, the stuff which you're seeing behind, if you want to win this KKR cup, then you have to do something. All you have to do is download the Night Club app. But as I was talking about Jason Roy, let's also speak about Russell a little bit. Russell, of course, I mean, the initial few deliveries weren't probably the best of what we have seen from Russell before. But Andy Russell, in the last few deliveries, we saw what we always want to see. Those sixes which just went so high were simply amazing. And অনেক জনের comment আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি। Rahman SK saying Eid Mubarak to you too. If you all have any questions, just shoot it down in the comment section below and we will 100% be answering that. Now, let's talk a little bit about the spin trio. I mean, the spin trio was so good. बट बिफोर दैट चैटर्जी मुझे एक चीज बोल रहा है कि कितना लंबा सिक्सेस था वो आप लोग गेस करो। यार मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ 100 के ऊपर होगा ही होगा बिकॉज उनकी जो सिक्सेस है, मतलब आई मीन इट्स एन एब्सोल्यूट नाइटमेयर फॉर द बॉलर्स. इट्स जस्ट टू गुड फॉर any bowler. I mean, he just smears the bowlers all across the park. But comment section में आप लोग बताइए कि कितना लंबा उनका छक्का था last game against Delhi Capitals. But like I was saying about the spin trio, I mean, of course, Suyash Sharma didn't play because we needed an extra batter. Anukul Rai आ गए थे because हम लोग batting कर रहे थे first. But Anukul Roy, Nitish Rana, Varun Chakravarti, स्पीचलेस. मतलब 6 विकेट उन्होंने लिया, 2 विकेट्स ईच, और जो बॉलिंग उन्होंने उस पिच पे की थी, इट वाज सिंपली सेंसेशनल. इट वाज समथिंग व्हिच आई कैन वॉच ऑन लूप. बट before that, before we talk about the spin, Insider is also here. Let me quickly say hi to Insider and he'll give you some amazing visuals from Eden Gardens, the mecca of Indian cricket. What's up, Insider? We were missing you and we were missing the view of Eden Gardens as well.
Hi guys. Not sure. Can you guys hear me?
Absolutely, you're loud and clear as always, and I can see the beautiful Eden Gardens with that green turf. What a beautiful sight this is.
Fantastic. Yes. Yeah. Just we came in here training around 6 o'clock. How's it going there in the studio?
Absolutely, this is going really great. We're really eagerly waiting for KKR versus CSK because यार insider मुझे ना ये लगता है कि KKR versus CSK का जो rivalry है ना काफी underrated है. मतलब हम always बात करते हैं KKR RCB MI CSK, but आपको क्या लगता है KKR CSK का rivalry के बारे में?
Yeah. Of course, you're right in saying this has been two teams which have played some great cricket against each other. Obviously, two IPL finals between these two sides, so you can well imagine how big uh, the rivalry or the two teams
Absolutely,
being at such a high level also is. 2021, our last final, of course,
absolutely,
we lost against CSK. A great game of cricket there. But at the same time, 2012, if we remember when we won our first title, it was also against CSK in Chennai. So always a pleasure
absolutely,
coming up against Chennai Super Kings, and of course, very well prepared. And we're back in our home turf. Completely looking forward to
absolutely.
another cracker of a game here at Eden Gardens.
Absolutely. You know, one thing I absolutely love about KKR is the fact that even if you're down and out a little bit, we always have our spirits high. I mean, in all the social media content हम लोग देख रहे थे अभी जो हम लोग visuals देख रहे हैं Eden Garden से, the spirits are really high. And like you said, like you gave the two mentions of 2012 and the 2021 final, I'm eagerly waiting for the final. And the good thing is that in the last edition, we had defeated CSK. In IPL 22, we defeated CSK by 6 wickets. So that is a positive. And I'm sure on your screen right now, Venkatesh Iyer and Jason Roy. Jason Roy, what a beautiful knock. I really want to know something from you, Insider. I mean, whatever
Yep.
limited interactions I have seen from Jason Roy, whatever little videos I've seen, he seems like a guy, whose energy is very, very, enthusiastic. He's got a very good energy around him. So is his energy, rubbing off well on people? Are people actually loving being around him? He played so well in the previous game as well.
Yes, that's a very good observation, Shayanto, because ever since he has joined us,
Hmm.
um, sorry, lost you there for just a second.
Yeah.
Ever since
Yeah.
he has joined us here in the camp, of course, he's been an integral part of the team. And even the first couple of games when he did not play in the playing 11, he was always there with the team. And then, of course, we saw in the last game as well. Gave us a great start and held the innings along, even though conditions were slightly difficult in batting and everything. But we can't wait to see him in action more and more in the season. And, of course, like you said, complete team man. Um, Obviously
Absolutely.
spends a lot of time, like right now if you see he's done with his batting. Generally some players tend to go back to the dressing room and just
Hmm.
take some time off, but now he's
Hmm.
he is having a chat with the coach, helping around with the other net sessions and
Hmm.
everything, just being around the youngsters, speaking to them. So yeah, complete team man.
Absolutely. Like you said, I mean, his energy is very infectious. He's a team man. I think those are some of the traits जो सबको होना चाहिए. And KKR versus CSK insider, इससे better game क्या हो सकता है? इससे बड़ा game क्या हो सकता है? और जब भी CSK की बात करते हैं हम लोग, one thing that is absolutely synonymous is MS Dhoni. So firstly, I have to ask you a personal question. Are you an MS Dhoni fan? And आपने कभी मिला है MS Dhoni से?
Who isn't? I mean, obviously, हम सबको पता है कि महेंद्र सिंह धोनी, of course, is a complete legend of Indian cricket, not just Indian
Yeah.
cricket, global cricket across the years. In history of cricket, you would say, he's of course a legend. Has given us not just one World Cup but two World Cups. So obviously, everyone is a fan, and even IPL के टाइम पे हम लोगों ने देखा है कि मैचेस के बाद,
Hmm.
obviously इतने सालों में जितनी बार भी मैच खत्म होता है, whatever is the result, if we win, नहीं तो अगर CSK जीतते हैं, his mannerisms are exactly the same. He's always helping out the youngsters,
Hmm.
उनके साथ बात कर रहे हैं, या
Hmm.
फिर छोटे छोटे चीज़ें, सबके मन में questions होते हैं कि थोड़ा सा
Hmm.
जाके माही भाई से बात करें. He's
Absolutely.
never shying away from that. It's never been like
Hmm.
that. कुछ कुछ मैचेस में क्या होता है कि अगर टीम हारे, ऑपोजिशन, तो
Hmm.
लोगों के दिमाग में चलता है कि चलो आज का दिन अच्छा नहीं गया, आई वांट टू गो बैक स्ट्रेट इनटू
Hmm.
द ड्रेसिंग रूम. आज किसी से बात नहीं कर रहा, ऐसा कभी नहीं होता महेंद्र सिंह धोनी के
बिल्कुल
साथ. He'll always come out,
बिल्कुल
he'll always spend time with the youngsters, be it like even a close loss or a close win does not matter. That man, obviously हम सबको पता है, yes, what a cool and calm mind he has, a head on his shoulders. But yes, when it comes to giving back to the game, I don't think there can be a bigger example than Mahendra Singh Dhoni. And of course, yes, इस
एब्सोल्युटली
पूरे
आई
ईडन
थिंक
गार्डन्स में जैसे कि आप लोग देख रहे हैं, लोग भी आए हुए थे आज सोच के कि ऑब्वियसली उनके फेवरेट टीम कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स तो है ही यहाँ पे, और उनको एक्सपेक्टेशन था कि सीएसके भी शायद आए, लेकिन एज वी नो उनका कल ही एक और मैच था सीएसके इन चेन्नई. सो आज उनका ट्रैवल डे था, तो वो लोग यहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग आज नहीं कर रहे, डायरेक्टली वो मैच के लिए कल आएंगे. बट या आई थिंक एवरीवन इज लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू वाचिंग एमएस धोनी इन एक्शन.
Absolutely, आपने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से beautifully you've summarized it, and of course, I mean they played SRH yesterday, so it becomes a little hectic. But Insider, if you could just take us through who are batting, I mean our fans really want to know कि कौन-कौन अभी batting कर रहा है, because I mean it's a little hazy from here, but I really want to know who is batting and how are you feeling? I mean staying behind.
जरूर जरूर जरूर, चलिए आप लोगों को दिखाते हैं कौन सा ट्रेनिंग चल रहा है यहाँ पे जैसे अपने सामने दो नेट्स पे हमारे कप्तान नीतीश राणा और उनके पीछे वहाँ पे रिंकू सिंह, दोनों लेफ्ट हैंडर्स. हम कोशिश करेंगे एक और किसी एंगल से आप लोगों को थोड़ा सा और बैटिंग दिखाया जाए. और दूसरे तरफ वहाँ पे अभी है, आई थिंक इट्स मनदीप. वी विल जस्ट फाइंड आउट.
Okay. Firstly, I really forgot to wish you Eid Mubarak, Insider. I hope you guys had a ball. I mean, Ramanullah Gurbaz is there. We were seeing some killer social media content. I mean, सबको बिरयानी खिलाया है कि नहीं गुरबाज ने?
जी जरूर. ऑफ कोर्स ट्रेनिंग और ट्रैवल के बीच में ऑब्वियसली टाइम निकालना बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट रहा है, लेकिन इस पूरे एक रमजान के महीने में हम लोगों ने जितना हो सकता है, ऑब्वियसली वी ऑल नो कि कोलकाता में देयर इज सो मच अबाउट फूड, खाने के लिए मतलब इतने सारे ऑप्शंस है, तो हमने जितना हो सकता है हम लोगों ने किया है. बट देन या आज का दिन थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है क्योंकि ट्रेनिंग सेशन है, लेकिन हाँ वो सुबह उठ के अपने प्रेयर्स में गए थे. ही हैड अ गुड टाइम and he's obviously enjoyed his time here in Kolkata a lot. আমাদের বাঙালি বন্ধুরা যারা আমাদের সাথে আছেন ওদেরকেও বলে দেই যে অবভিয়াসলি আমরা কলকাতায় জানি ঈদ খুবই বড়ভাবে মানানো হয়, কিন্তু যেহেতু আজকে ট্রেনিং ছিল আমরা আজকে সেরকমভাবে বাইরে গিয়ে একটা মানে দারুণ একটা খাবার মতন একটা সিচুয়েশন করতে পারিনি. বাট obviously as soon as we get some time we'll take Gurbaz around as well, and not just Gurbaz but everyone else, and give them a taste of what Kolkata is all about.
Absolutely, I'm really eagerly waiting for that when you take around people, and make sure कि যখন আপনারা বিরিয়ানিটা খাওয়াচ্ছেন আলু যেন থাকে, কারণ বিরিয়ানি without আলু is simply, I mean, something which cannot connect the dots. But there is Bonkesh Bokshi in the chat who's asking how is the weather. I would say that the weather in Kolkata is a little overcast today, isn't it? In Eden Gardens, is it a little cooler than what it usually is?
Yes, you're absolutely right. अभी तो obviously sunset हो चुका है, लेकिन even sunset से पहले थोड़ा सा लग रहा था कि यार बारिश ना हो जाए. अभी तक तो it's been clear, but yes, हम लोग obviously अभी दिल्ली में थे, तो but वापस आते ही जितने हमारे कोलकाता में जितने लोग मिले हैं वो सब एक ही चीज़ बोल रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे अभी obviously एक दिन का थोड़ा सा drizzle हुआ था, और वो drizzle होने के बाद से I think the temperature's kind of gone down a little bit. I wouldn't say it's still cool, but it's not as hot as the usual Kolkata summer for sure.
Absolutely. And Insider, we have a question, not a question, we have a comment from Tahamina Amit, who's a very regular in our nightlife. She's saying our spinners on fire. Absolutely. I mean, I have no doubts about that. Our spinners took 6 wickets. But I really want to know something from you, Insider, is that, yes. I mean, जब players खेलते हैं, do they practice situation wise? Like जैसे कि हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि we've seen a lot of it from your camera itself कि range hitting होता है, we've seen that nets पे काफी practice होता है, but ऐसा कोई situation होता है कि situation based batting की, you know, when you're 6 wickets down, your backs are against the walls, you have a particular situation, you play according to that, or maybe like the game last time where you are a bowler short because you've used Anukul Roy as an impact player, but how do you like prepare yourself for these kind of situations when you're defending 130 runs, or maybe when you're 6 wickets down with not a lot of runs? So ये situation based batting भी होता है?
Absolutely, you're right. तो जैसे कि आप लोगों को मैं अगर अभी वो इक्वेशन चल रहा है कि नहीं मुझे चेक करना पड़ेगा, बट जनरली क्या होता है एंड ऑफ द सेशन में, ऑब्वियसली स्टार्टिंग में यूजुअल बैटिंग बॉलिंग एवरीवन इज ट्राइंग टू ट्राई टू वर्क ऑन थोड़े बहुत tweaks here and there whatever they want to work on, but bowlers उसके बाद क्या करते हैं towards the end कोचेस उनको एक नंबर देते हैं इक्वेशन कि इतने बॉल में इतने रन चाहिए, ऐसा सिचुएशन है तो बॉलर बताता है इवन नेट्स के अंदर कि मैंने फील्डर्स यहाँ पे रखा हुआ है, वहां पे रखा हुआ है, दिल से लाइक फाइन लेग इज अप और लाइक मिड ऑन इज देयर, तो वो दिमाग में फील्ड बना के बैट्समैन उस सिचुएशन पे जितने रन्स कोच उनको बताएंगे उस हिसाब से खेलते हैं, सो दैट लाइक यू सेड मैच में वो सिचुएशन अगर आ गया तो फिर हाउ डू दे टैकल इट, सिमिलरली फॉर द बॉलर एज वेल कि ऑपोजिशन को अगर चाहिए 20 रन और बचे हैं 6-7 बॉल या 8 बॉल, तब उस सिचुएशन को कैसे अप्रोच कर सकते हैं, वाइड यॉर्कर्स और व्हाटएवर, सो सी you see coaches and batters having a chat over here, trying to talk about how they could suddenly probably tackle certain deliveries in slightly different way. There you go.
Absolutely. Exactly. There you can see a conversation. I mean, बहुत मन कर रहा है कि क्या बातचीत हो रहा है, but there are certain things which should be restricted to the ground itself. But I mean, it's really good to know that I always wanted to know since my childhood कि मतलब ये situation based कैसे होता है, because I mean these things are very unforeseen. मतलब आप predict नहीं कर सकते हो कि ये situation आ जाता है. But यार Ayya show tomorrow. Ayushma Shaha is saying, of course, I mean, he scored such a brilliant century against Bombay. हम सब यही होप कर रहे हैं कि वेंकटेश अय्यर वापस से कल he just goes all guns blazing and वो चौके वो छक्के देखने को मिले. But now, as we can see, that Varun Chakravarti is bowling right now, isn't it, Insider? Who else is
Yes,
bowling? If
you're
you
right.
could just take us through a tour. क्या?
Right. So अभी यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे, there is obviously Varun there, Varun Chakravarti.
Yeah.
There is
Yes.
Umesh Yadav there on your
Umesh
screens.
Yadav. Got it.
There is
Yes.
Tim Southee here as well. There is Anukul Roy,
Yeah.
Suyash Sharma. Harshit is waiting in there. There is Vaibhav Arora, David Visa.
Okay.
So yeah, all our bowlers mostly are here, and some of them are on the far end as well. I can see Loki, Shardul, Sunil practicing some length training over there. They have set certain
Absolutely.
lengths, and they're working with the assistant bowling coach Omkar Salvi to do some fine tunings to things that they're working on.
Absolutely. And I can see Bhat Naveed saying Jason Roy show tomorrow. Absolutely. I just want to comment on Jason Roy. I mean, in the power play when he was playing against Pacers, उनकी timing क्या थी, जो cover drives वहां पे देखने को मिले थे, बहुत ही अच्छा लगा. I'm sure, I mean, you were in the stadium, Insider. आपको कैसा लगा वो cover drives देखने के लिए? मतलब, I mean, the timing was absolutely top notch. How did you enjoy the Jason Roy show?
Well, absolutely. I mean, first look at him in KKR colors. Obviously, that was a very exciting moment for all of us. But to see him get those runs, like I was just mentioning थोड़ी देर पहले कि conditions उतने favorable नहीं थे towards the first innings batting, as we saw.
Of course.
But even then, he changed the style of batting, which is generally very attacking. उसको change करके उन्होंने एक end को पकड़े रहे वो जितने देर तक हो सकता था, and helped us get to a competitive total. Of course, Ray Russ also came and hit some big shots towards the end to get us some extra runs. But his contribution was critical. क्योंकि अगर वो ना होता तो शायद the match wouldn't have gone as deep as it did. So yeah, really, really good to see him turning up in KKR colors, and looking forward to more.
Absolutely. We're all looking forward to more of Jason Roy in action, as you can see right now on the left of your screen. Shomojit Chengupto is saying, I like Omkar Salvi and Bharat Arun. Of course, I mean, I think we've got one of the best bowling pairs. Of course, Bharat Arun was the Indian team bowling coach as well. I mean, Insider, एक सवाल मेरे जहन में ऑलवेज था, मुझे ये जानना है, मतलब मैंने एक न्यूज आर्टिकल पढ़ा था चंदू सर के बारे में कि when he was the coach of Madhya Pradesh and he led the team to the Ranji Trophy title as well, I mean, he made sure that in order to actually ensure team bonding, the players don't use their phones in the dining table. तो हमारे KKR टीम में भी ऐसा कुछ होता है कि you can't use the phones, or like how does the team bonding process usually work in our team?
Well, that is actually again like a good research, because that is something that is followed here in our dressing rooms as well. जब एक बार टीम even otherwise match days में तो ये normally है, क्योंकि anti-corruption ACU जो होता है उसके हिसाब से सारे players को cricket around the world, when you are getting into a dressing room, before that you have to submit your phones, so you don't have your phones with you during the match days. But we practice the same on non-match days as well, where once the players enter the dressing room, it's all about the cricket, it's all about the team, it's all about getting everything together in terms of focusing on the game. तो उस हिसाब से again no distractions like phones or internet or Instagram or anything. वो सारी चीजें obviously एक बार training जब खत्म हो जाए everything is fine. But yeah, when you see these guys here on the cricket field, yeah, they're only focusing on the cricket.
Absolutely, मतलब इसीलिए as you can see कि एक laser focus always है, मतलब always in the game. And I'll just quickly take a couple of comments. Insider Chopul Banerjee saying RRR, Russell, Roy and Roy opened the chat. Of course, I mean 3 of them played so well, and I really hope that they play well again for in the future, and KKR definitely are in good hands. Russell the fireworks in the end, Jason Roy that amazing start, and Anukul Roy is bowling, of course. अंकित रॉय सिंह, मैं तो सिर्फ केकेआर के लिए ही आईपीएल देखता हूँ ब्रदर. आई रिलेट विथ यू कंप्लीटली. I have been watching every single game of KKR since the beginning. I don't think so I have missed a single game. But Insider, I really want to know one more thing. I'm sorry I'm bombarding you with all these questions.
No
It's like
worries
a
at all.
fanboy
Anything
moment.
for our fans.
Yes, I always wanted to know this. I mean, in fact, we also touched upon this topic in episode 5 of the Night Live about the different balls, okay? And even I have a few friends who wanted to know, why are there different sized balls used during the practice? I mean, is it because कि जब spin bowling आता है तब थोड़ा सा ball wear out हो जाता है? Is it something related to that, or like, if you could tell us what is it? Yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't say different sized balls. They are all kind of the same size that is used during a match, but at the same time different stage of balls. Like say some will be using older balls, some will be using, this is like a fairly new ball, as you see in my hand. So इससे जब fast bowlers bowling कर रहे होंगे या फिर top order batsmen batting कर रहे होंगे, they'll be mostly be using this, because chances of them batting in the match would be around the time when the ball is around this old, right? तो अगर आप देखोगे थोड़ी देर, let me see who's probably trying out a newer ball over here. So guys who you generally see bowling in the power play, they will be practicing with a newish ball. And the guys who probably come in a little later, they'll be using a ball which has probably been used for a little longer. So like I said, let me try and give you an example. So this is, like I said, a slightly newish kind of a ball.
Newish kind of ball, which is used in the power play. Of course, power play में ये use होता है. Definitely.
Yes. And this is the whole bag of mystery that you have. Let's show you guys.
Yeah. Oh God, always want to see what's inside that bag. I mean, it's just a dream come true moment. I'm sure not just for me, but for so many people, so many balls. And ये site, मतलब cricket कोई भी gear या फिर equipment की site अगर देखे ना तो it just feels so good from inside. I mean, it's just amazing to just see.
So
it's
see,
such
this
a
is again
brand new ball.
Yeah, this is like a very different kind of a ball. Again, this is used more for the fielding. This is not a hard ball as hard as, like, say, the usual Kookaburra would be. How these are the ones which are used in the match. This one. And something like this is used for fielding, because ये skid hoke aata hai and it gets your reflexes ready for, like, some very fast catches that sometimes might come to your game. Similarly, there are different other kind of balls. इसमें थोड़ा seam और pronounced है. तो इसमें आपको थोड़ा सा और it gets you more ready for, like, sharp catches that might come during the game. So yeah, this bag is full of balls which are used more for fielding. And now you see this, a really scruffed up oldish ball. So this is either used for fielding practice or चलिए T20 में तो इतना खराब हालत होता नहीं है बॉल का, but then you can imagine. So some of the balls which are little older are used for the spinners, or sometimes अगर batsman को spin के against field मतलब extra practice चाहिए, so he'll be using a more softer ball. Obviously the ball gets softer the more and more it's used. So yeah, that's the main difference, you see. So fielding balls, new ball, old ball.
Got it. There you go, KKR viewers and fans. I mean, if you ever want to know about different kind of balls, you don't have to go to any other YouTube video. Just open this live and watch this part on repeat. It's around 22 minutes here because I don't think so we would have gotten a better answer for it. It's really clears a lot of doubts. Now I can see a lot of comments over here. Rinku Singh, Shiba Das. I mean, Rinku Singh, what a character. What a phenomenal character. I mean, his rise is just so special. Has he come for Practice Insider today?
Yes, he has come. Let's go have a look at what Rinku is up to.
Yes. Absolutely. And Devanjan Bhomik is asking about Arya Desai. I mean, any status on Arya Desai?
Yes, I'll show you that as well.
Sure.
टर्न्स आउट दैट
Definitely.
दोनों ही आर्या और रिंकू एक ही नेट्स पे है. आर्या अभी थोड़ा सा
Oh,
बॉलिंग
wow.
डाल रहे हैं क्योंकि वो थोड़ा सा
Mhm.
ऑफ स्पिन भी डालते हैं और
Hmm.
रिंकू है बैटिंग पे. सो इट्स लिटरली आर्या बॉलिंग टू रिंकू राइट नाउ.
Okay, wonderful. What are the odds that's going to happen? And so many people really want to see Russell. Even I want to see Russell enough in the TV. I really want to see him right now up close. I mean, is there any chance we can see Russell right now inside?
Well, Russ is not at the training today because
Okay.
it was a long
Oh,
flight and it was, of
right.
course, back-to-back training sessions. And Russ is someone who
Okay.
generally always keeps his body
Hmm.
clock to his usual, as you guys know, comes all the way from West Indies, Jamaica. So उनके लिए
Absolutely.
obviously उनके body clock भी थोड़ा सा different होता है. So he's just to keep himself fresh.
बिल्कुल.
Sometimes what he does is he skips the practice one day before the game and turns up at practice match day के थोड़े देर पहले, बाकी टीम से थोड़े देर पहले,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that is nicely
Okay.
warmed up. तो वही होने वाला है. कल मैच के थोड़े देर पहले you'll see him on broadcast. वो आएंगे, प्रैक्टिस करेंगे and he'll be in
सबसे
action.
पहले आ
But
जाते हैं.
तब तक of course we
Got
have
it.
Rinku Singh on the screens.
Absolutely. Chilled Samurai just said Lord Rinku. I think that's a moniker. A lot of people have been floating on social media, you know. Just look at that shot, middle of the bat, and absolutely gone through the fence. I mean, ये चीज आप I'm sure Insider you can watch this on loop. मतलब आप कभी भी ऐसे बोर होगे रिंकू शॉट्स के ऐसे शॉट्स देखने में?
You can never get enough of these kind of shots.
Yeah.
क्योंकि obviously हमने देखा है कि इसी तरह से उन्होंने not just in the IPL but even domestic cricket में इतना अच्छा करा है उन्होंने.
Absolutely.
And जो confidence है उनका वो obviously पिछले साल से जब से उनको और भी सारे matches मिलने लगे, opportunities मिलने लगे, it has only been growing. So great to see Rinku's career taking a good, the graph moving upwards.
Absolutely.
And we only wish he deserves all the love. He deserves all the praise. He deserves everything that he's getting.
Absolutely.
And we hope he
100%.
keeps going this way.
Absolutely. You know, I always feel that there are two kind of cricketers. I mean, one cricketer who gets a little bit of fame, a little bit of adulation, and that bogs their weight down. But I feel Rinku Singh is someone with every passing season is coming into the limelight. He's hogging the limelight, but he's been absorbing it so well. I mean, I don't think so there's absolutely anything changed about Rinku Singh. He's the same humble guy he was 3 years ago. I mean, अगर आप एक सेल्फी के लिए जाओ तो he will 100% oblige for it. Of course, not in the training session. You should not never disturb the players. But this is one thing I absolutely love Rinku Singh. And जब भी insider आपको पता है मैं कोई भी दोस्तों के साथ बैठता हूँ, whenever I discuss about Rinku Singh, this point we always discuss that Rinku Singh is just so humble. He's absolutely not changed with the fame, with the adulation, and that's something amazing about a cricket, isn't it?
Absolutely, because having a stable, strong head on your shoulders is very important. It's not just about the skills on the field. It's also about how you handle success, how you handle failures, how you handle becoming famous. If you are
Absolutely.
if you are on the right track with that, then chances are higher that you will always go on to do well in your career. क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ ऐसे होता है, like you rightly mentioned, कि success or fame gets to their head, or that
100%.
is always not a good sign. But glad to say कि हमारे यहाँ पे कुछ देर पहले I think कुछ दिनों पहले हम लोग एक stat भी देख रहे थे कि KKR में खेल के बहुत सारे लोग जो इंडिया टीम में खेलने गए. We have many examples over the years. Of course, guys like Rahul Tripathi, Prasidh Krishna, Nitish has also played.
Nitish
and then,
Rana.
of course, lots of other people who have gone on to play for the Indian team. So you can see that even the culture here in the Knight Riders family is such कि उन लोगों को सबको grounded रखते हैं. And शुरू से उनको समझाया जाता है कि like victory or defeat, you take it in the same way, you take it in the same manner.
100%.
ना तो हम ऑब्वियसली जीतने के बाद इतना ज़्यादा उड़ते हैं, ना ही हारने के बाद we are not down in the dumps. So to maintain
100%.
and sort of consistency in behavior within the whole system is very important, and that has been the mantra of the Knight Riders family.
Absolutely. And since you mentioned about system, I mean, I really want to talk about Venki Mysore sir, because मुझे पता है इंसाइडर की एक इंटरव्यू में देख रहा था दिनेश कार्तिक का, जहाँ पे उन्होंने बोला था कि even when he was picked for RCB and he was not a part of KKR, of course he was part of KKR from 2018, he was the skipper as well, but Venki Mysore sir allowed him to play in the academy. So that just shows that Venki Mysore sir is just so supportive, and he's just supporting the talents. And I think he is over there speaking to our skipper, speaking to our coach. And ये system के बारे में आपकी क्या राय है? मतलब he allowed Dinesh Karthik to play. Like you rightly mentioned that so many of our players have been representing India. Our scout system is probably one of the best in the world. So how has this been whole revolving around Venki sir?
एकदम ठीक बताया आपने शायद, तो क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ पे कल्चर ही ऐसा है. अगर आप देखोगे भी आईपीएल के दौरान भी क्या होता है कि बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स, स्कीम ऑफ थिंग्स इज इन सच दैट ऑक्शन के टाइम पे यू डू एंड अप लूजिंग सम प्लेयर्स दैट यू समटाइम्स ऑब्वियसली डोंट वांट टू, बट देन दैट इज हाउ द सिस्टम वर्क्स. तो बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स अगर आप देखोगे इवन ड्यूरिंग द आईपीएल.
Absolutely. I think just Narayan Jagdishan walked past, just checking a few bats.
Yeah. Just a quick update. We just wanted to shoot some videos with Juggy, so I've got an instruction for that. Cool. Okay. We'll get there. But then, continuing what we were talking about is... Yes, so the system, अगर आप देखोगे पूरे आईपीएल के दौरान भी, जब हमारे एसआरएच के अगेंस्ट गेम था, उसके एक दिन पहले हम लोग मिले राहुल त्रिपाठी से. Of course, he plays for SRH now, but you can see the love in his eyes when he meets all our players. Similarly with Dinesh Karthik, जब वो आरसीबी मैच के पहले मिले, सबसे गले मिले, सबसे, it just feels like family. It's like he never left. Similarly, अभी हम लोग दिल्ली में डीसी के अगेंस्ट खेल रहे थे, और हमारे वहाँ पे ऑब्वियसली कुलदीप से मुलाकात हुई, अमन खान से मुलाकात हुई, जो हमारे साथ ऑब्वियसली यहाँ पे हमारे फैमिली के मेंबर रहे हैं. So it's always like, you know, we say once a night, always a night. So we always 100%. Wish success to anyone who ever represents the family. And बात वही है, they are not just commodities or cricketers for us, they are part of family. So जैसे कि आपने थोड़ी देर पहले कहा, yes, we don't ever would want any of our boys who would have probably played for us to not go on to do well. That's not the KKR way of things. We always want them to do well at whatever level they are playing in, and whatever assistance we can provide, why not?
Absolutely, that's a beautiful way to put it. I mean, once a night, always a night kind of system we get. I mean, when Dinesh Karthik came, when Rahul Tripathi came, it was just so beautiful. And Chill Samurai once again is saying once a night, always a night, bilkul. And I think that is one of the reasons why in a lot of rapid fire rounds, I have seen that international stars also. Hi, Umesh. Umesh Yadav.
Hello, Umesh bhai.
One of the best in India.
Hi, बोल रहे आपको.
Hello. Hi. Umesh Yadav, man, what a beautiful bowler. And I mean, like we were continuing that conversation, I think a lot of players want to play for KKR because of this whole system, this beautiful system. I mean, Anirban Nath is saying Nitish Rana captaincy is outstanding in the last match.
You wanted something to be recorded?
Yeah, I'm back.
Sri just told you want it now?
Not now.
Okay. When you go in there. Done. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. As we were talking about Anirban Nath, who just dropped in a comment saying that Nitish Rana ka captaincy बहुत ही outstanding था last match. बिल्कुल, I feel that. I mean, he's growing as an individual. And Insider, I have a couple of questions for you for Nitish Rana.
Yes, please.
I mean, firstly, I absolutely loved his captaincy that day. I mean, वो दिल्ली पे खेलते हैं, दिल्ली उनकी होम टीम है रणजी में, कोई भी डोमेस्टिक फॉर्मेट में बहुत ही अच्छा प्रदर्शन किया था उन्होंने. इवन यू नो लास्ट ओवर कुलवंत खेजरोलिया, a lot of people would disagree with me probably that they could have given someone else, but for me I feel that was a good decision because उन्होंने एक स्टेटमेंट दे दिया है, because he will back his players to the hilt. And that as a captain I feel is really good कि अगर आप एक statement दे रहे हो कि even if probably a lot of people are not agreeing to that, if the captain is putting your arm around your shoulder, giving him a good chance, that is really good. Doesn't matter even if that didn't go our way. Also bringing in Sunil Narayan in the power play to bowl. He's an aggressive bowler. We didn't have a lot of runs to defend. So my question about Nitish Rana is, I mean, since Insider आप काफी सालों से जुड़े हो KKR के साथ, पहले वो एज अ प्लेयर खेल रहे थे, अभी एज अ कैप्टन, तो उनमें क्या चेंजेस आया यार, आपको क्या लग रहा है?
देखिए, अगर चेंजेस की बात करें तो उतना कुछ है नहीं, बिकॉज ऑनेस्टली ही इज सीमलेसली फिटेड इनटू द रोल. हमें भी पहले लग रहा था कि चलो कैसा होगा. ऑब्वियसली वी हैव सीन सो मेनी कैप्टन्स कम इन एंड गो, एंड वी वुड ऑलवेज वंडर के लाइक इनकी कप्तानी कैसी होगी, इनकी स्टाइल कैसी होगी, और सारे प्लेयर्स जो हमारे साथ भी इतने सालों से है, या फिर ये देयर यू गो, रिंकू सिंह.
Hi,
देयर यू गो.
Rinku Singh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, नहीं उनमें कोई ज़्यादा changes हमें दिखने को मिला नहीं है, क्योंकि the good thing is क्योंकि वो इतने सालों से हमारे साथ है, 2018 से है. नितिश भाई कौन पूछ रहे? वो बोल रहे मैं भी 2018 से रिंकू सिंह.
रिंकू
और
भाई किधर है?
नितिश
ऑयल
राणा.
फ्री का ये आपके सामने है अभी रिंकू सिंह. अभी
Yes.
just waiting in line. I think the skipper is batting. There were a lot of comments for the skipper
जी
as
हाँ.
well, and the skipper was timing every single ball. And ये भाईचारा मुझे बहुत पसंद है यार, ये नीतीश राणा और रिंकू सिंह के बीच में.
जी हाँ.
Always on and off the field, always they're together. They're always sharing good camaraderie, always in good spirits. DM Edits is saying, when you have the will to win, nothing can stop you, KKR. Absolutely. I mean, we are an epitome of the never say die attitude. हम लोग, I mean, what a precarious situation we were in, but still we took it right till the last over, and that's a beautiful feeling. Most of our games have never been a convincing victory for our opposition. That's what I feel. Sub right down to the wire bhi gaya hai. DS Gaming is saying, want to see muscle power. Of course, as Insider said that he hasn't come for the training today because he's recovering from the long flight. Anirban Nath, Nitish Rana captaincy is outstanding. Of course, I mean, we all love this captaincy. Dada, Arya Desai ke team mein chance pabe? Debanjan is asking. I mean, of course, I think Insider, you'd be a better person to answer that. You feel that
Yes.
we'll see more of Arya Desai in the future?
দেখুন, ভালো কোয়েশ্চেন অফকোর্স, কিন্তু এখন যদি আপনারা দেখেন জেনারেলি কি হয় আইপিএল এ, আমাদের যে প্রথম হাফতে হয়, প্রথম 7টা ম্যাচ, ওখানে অনেক ধরনের পারমিউটেশনস কম্বিনেশনস ট্রাই আউট করা হয়, যেটা আমাদের টিমেও আপনারা দেখেছেন যে অনেককে চান্স দেওয়া হয়েছে. কারুর ভালো হয়েছে, কারুর হয়তো একটুখানি টুইকিং দরকার এদিকে ওদিকে, কিন্তু অ্যাট দিস স্টেজ অবভিয়াসলি অনেক অপশনস আছে আমাদের কাছে. তো এখনই আমরা আরিয়াকে অ্যাকশনে দেখবো কি না সেটা বলা আই এম নট শিওর. ইটস প্রবলি টু আর্লি, কারণ আমাদের অলরেডি অনেক প্লেয়ার খুব ভালো পারফর্ম করছে. কিন্তু নিশ্চয়ই আগে গিয়ে যদি কোনো সময় আসে, কিন্তু অবভিয়াসলি যেটা আমরা শুরু থেকে বলে আসছি যে আইপিএল একটা খুব লম্বা সিজন, লম্বা টুর্নামেন্ট. সো আগে গিয়ে যদি মনে হয় কোনো অন্য প্লেয়ারকে রেস্ট দেওয়া দরকার, বা তার জায়গায় ও এসে ভালো কোনো স্পেসিফিক পিচে হয়তো ওর খুব ভালো কন্ট্রিবিউশন হতে পারে, তো সেই ক্ষেত্রে হয়তো নিশ্চয়ই আমরা ওকে অ্যাকশনে দেখবো. বাট অ্যাজ অফ নাও আই থিঙ্ক উই আর গুড. বাট দেখা যাক, আমরা জানতেই পারবো কিছুদিনের মধ্যে.
একদম. Roshni Gupta bolche, just like Phoenix rises from its own ashes, KKR will rise again and conquer again. Love you, KKR. Love you, Shahrukh. Love from Nepal. That's just so much love in just one sentence. Roshni Gupta Rauniyar. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you so much. I think it's this love that is actually the backbone of our team. And Insider, as I can see, that Rana, I think, has finished his practice. But I mean, I saw a question a while back. How long do the players practice? I know, I think it starts from 6 p.m. but कितना देर तक practice चलता है?
चलिए, टू आंसर अमन शैम्स, आई कैन सी द क्वेश्चन एज वेल. आपका क्वेश्चन जो यहाँ पे आया है, प्रैक्टिस चलता रहता है अराउंड 6 से 9 के बीच, अराउंड सिमिलर टाइम टू, थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है हमारे एक्चुअल मैच टाइमिंग के साथ. दिस इज बिकॉज यू वांट टू गेट द बेस्ट ऑफ कंडीशंस, गेट as much of an idea of how the ground is going to play in the middle, when the match day arrives. So generally it's the same as the match day, but obviously practice happens in slots. क्योंकि अगर आप लोगों ने जैसे अभी देखा, नितिश केम बैटेड, now he's gone to the other side. उनको शायद वहाँ पे कुछ और ड्रिल्स करने को मिले या फिर दूसरे कुछ प्लेयर्स के साथ बात करेंगे. कप्तान है तो फिर कोचेस के साथ भी बात करेंगे. बाकी प्लेयर्स जैसे अभी रिंकू आया है इस वाले नेट्स पे बैटिंग करने. थोड़ी देर पहले हम देख रहे थे यहाँ पे जहाँ पे दूसरा एक और नेट था वहाँ पे भी वो बैटिंग कर रहे थे. तो पिछले दिन जैसे मैं आप लोगों को दिखा रहा था केकेआर नेट प्लानर बोल के एक डॉक्यूमेंट बनता है हर प्रैक्टिस सेशन के पहले, जिसमें स्लॉट्स दिया जाता है प्लेयर्स को. आप इतने देर बॉलिंग करोगे, इतने देर बैटिंग करोगे, और ऑब्वियसली कॉमन ड्रिल्स भी होते हैं जिसमें फील्डिंग प्रैक्टिस होती है, जिसमें स्ट्रेंथ एंड कंडीशनिंग ड्रिल्स होते हैं. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू द बैटिंग एंड बॉलिंग, स्लॉट्स आर अलॉटेड टू आवर प्लेयर्स एंड उसी हिसाब से प्लेयर्स आते हैं. बट देन ओवरऑल टाइमिंग अगर आप पूछे तो हाँ, 6 से 9 के बीच, क्योंकि कल का मैच इवनिंग मैच है. और अगर डे प्रैक्टिस होता है तो फिर वी प्रैक्टिस अराउंड दैट सेम टाइम इन द आफ्टरनून एज वेल.
Got it. Okay, so that's a very concise answer. That answers, I think, काफी लोगों का doubts यहाँ पे आंसर करता है. And I mean, एक और सवाल मुझे यहाँ पे बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग लगा था, वो मैं बस ढूंढने का कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि हाँ, नॉट अ सवाल बट शरद चंद्र नायक की सेइंग केकेआर ही एक टीम है जो इम्पॉसिबल को पॉसिबल करा सकता है. खून में केकेआर है हमारा. एब्सोल्युटली. हम लोग कुछ देर पहले नेवर से डाई एटीट्यूड के बारे में बोलते थे, बट इनसाइडर ये नेवर से डाई एटीट्यूड से आपको एक चीज पूछना है कि अभी कैंप पे मूड कैसा है. मतलब 3 गेम्स, आई मीन वी लॉस्ट ऑन द ट्रॉट. ऑफ कोर्स, आई मीन ऑल 3 गेम्स हैव बीन वेरी वेरी क्लोज, बट अभी हाउ इज लाइक द मूड केकेआर नेट प्लानर? Yes.
Obviously, I'll get to that.
Wonderful.
Just giving you a quick glimpse
Yep.
of किस बारे में मैं बात कर रहा था अभी थोड़ी देर पहले. This is the net planner. तो इन स्लॉट्स के हिसाब से बैट्समैन आते हैं और बॉलर्स भी उसी हिसाब से चेंज होते रहते हैं. So that's how it goes. Yes, coming to your question of from certain tricky
you just
situations.
lost him for a few seconds. Yeah, you're back
Good
again.
now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
So what I was saying is, yes, you're absolutely right about this attitude that Kolkata Knight Riders have always had of fighting back. अगर आप लोगों ने देखा है कि जो मैचेस हम हारे भी है, yes, there have been times when the opposition has really played well, have outplayed us at certain occasions as well. But किसी भी मैच में हमने हार नहीं मारा. If you see the Delhi game also, इतना लो स्कोरिंग गेम, एक पॉइंट पे लग रहा था कि यार शायद ये गेम जल्दी खत्म हो जाए, but we took it all the way till the last over, even with like such a 120 odd kind of a score to defend. Similarly in SRH's case, when they played and they scored a big total over here, the fight was on right till the last over. Similarly with Mumbai as well, yes, they batted very well, but then batting in our batting department also, we saw Venkatesh Iyer scoring a century and all of that. So that fighting spirit is always there. And अगर थोड़ा सा bigger picture देखने जाए हम, तो 2021 किसको नहीं याद. हम जब फाइनल तक पहुंचे थे, फर्स्ट हाफ में हम जीते बस 2 मैच ही थे 7 मैचेस में. फिर उसके बाद जब आईपीएल रिज्यूम हुआ यूएई में, हम लोगों ने मतलब बैक टू बैक इतने सारे मैचेस जीत के एंड सच फैंटास्टिक वे we made it not just to the qualifiers but then all the way into not just into the playoffs, but all the way into the finals. Similarly in 2014 as well, if you guys remember, KKR fans को तो पता ही है, first half didn't go very well for us, but second half we fought back and made it to the finals and obviously lifted the trophy there as well. So yeah, that is always in the blood of KKR. कुछ भी situations में, in any situation, you never write off a team like Kolkata Knight Riders. That fighting spirit is always on, and yes, that's what will be on display here as well. Obviously, results is something that we can't completely control, but yeah, in terms of efforts, in terms of fight back, we'll definitely see that from our boys.
100%. We really hope that we stage a comeback again, and just like we said about the never say die attitude, that's just happening. But Insider Die, if you could just show us who was batting. I think was it Mandeep Singh, if I'm not wrong. Here we can see
yes, you're right.
Just having a quick chat with people.
Gone
but
on
who was
to
batting?
a bit of training in the
so
corner.
Well.
Yeah, there is Mandeep Singh on this net and N. Jagdishan on the other.
Okay.
Who's on that side? I think it's Rinku is still batting, of course, there, which we saw just a while ago. दूसरे तरफ आज अभी के लिए wrap up हो चुका है. So it's like see, the training session today is also a bit light because we just played a game, and then like I was telling you about Russell as well. It was a longish flight and we reached pretty late last night. So अभी के लिए these are the ones who are batting. इससे पहले भी we've seen another set of players who came out to bat. But yeah, right now it's Mandeep Singh, N. Jagdishan, and Rinku Singh in the far end, and of course Lockie getting a bit of throwdowns to test out his bat, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, you just mentioned about throwdowns as well. And lastly live में हमने काफी बात की थी कि throwdown specialist के बारे में, जो कि बहुत ही अच्छा वो लोग करते हैं, and it's a very underrated job as well. I mean, just researching about a little bit about the throwdown specialist as well. I mean, काफी हम लोग बात नहीं करते, but it was so good to talk about the throwdown specialist as well. But I mean, CSK versus KK. I'll just quickly jump back to our opponent. You know, Insider, let me ask you, which is like your favorite KKR versus CSK match? And you cannot choose the 2012 final. Apart from that, you know, if I would go first, I would say that 2015 में बहुत मुझे मजा आया था. 2015 में when Robin Uthappa scored 80 odd runs, Russell was man of the match. We played really well. It was in Chepauk, if I'm not wrong. But what is your favorite game?
Yes, of course. You took away my favorite option to 2012, but then of course I know that is going to be an automatic choice for most of KKR fans. But वो छोड़ के भी, like you mentioned, 2018 में चेपॉक में when अगर आप लोगों ने वो डॉक्यूमेंट्री भी देखा है चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का, जहाँ पे MS धोनी जैसे बड़े प्लेयर उस रसल नॉक के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं और वो पूछते हैं कि इतने छक्के कौन मारता है, कि हमारे पास फील्डर्स रखने के लिए ऑप्शंस होता है, फील्ड के अंदर ही, फील्ड के बाहर स्टैंड्स में फील्डर लगाना अलाउड नहीं है नहीं तो। और उस दिन जो इनिंग्स रसल ने खेला था, भले हम मैच हार गए थे बाय द एंड ऑफ इट, but the fight that we showed in that game, obviously one of the best CSK KKR games. Apart from that, of course, during the pandemic years as well, we have had some great performances against them. There was one game where Varun was bowling to MS Dhoni for the first time, and you can imagine when a youngster is bowling to someone of that caliber, that kind of a legend, obviously you're going to be nervous. But
Absolutely.
he managed to get him first ball
100%.
bowled, which was also like a great achievement. And he himself is a massive Dhoni fan, so for
Dhoni
him
fan.
it was like a moment that he'll probably never forget in his life. He respects the man so much. He has grown up watching cricket in Chepauk, from the stands. He's actually gone to practice sessions जहाँ पे हम लोगों ने देखा है, obviously CSK जब practice करती है चेपॉक में, fans turn up in the stands. One of the years it was Varun Chakravarti, one of the fans who was watching those practice sessions from the stands. So you can imagine someone as young coming into the game.
Absolutely.
And having that kind of a thing. So yeah, that's one of the games. Apart from that, if I have to think of it, of course 2018 mein there was one more match here in Kolkata where Shubman Gill got his first half century in the IPL. We won that game. It was right here in this beautiful Eden Gardens.
Correct.
That was a fantastic game
I
here
remember.
as well. So yeah, lots and lots of good matches between CSK and KKR, and of course, results have been on either side. Sometimes we have won, sometimes they have won, but great camaraderie, I would say, between the two sides as well, because there is mutual respect on both ends. We have seen, we were just talking about how much all our players respect not just MS Dhoni but also other players that they have, like Ravindra Jadeja, Ajinkya Rahane, our ex-Knight, is now a part of CSK. So yes, lots of love between the two teams. Even 2021 when we lost the final against them, अगर आप लोगों को याद हो, महेंद्र सिंह धोनी ने कहा था पोस्ट मैच प्रेजेंटेशन में कि यार अगर और कोई भी टीम होता जो डिजर्व करते थे ये इस बार आईपीएल जीतना, would have been Kolkata Knight Riders, and he appreciated the kind of fight back that we showed in the second half of that IPL. So mutual respect is absolutely there, and we can't wait to see a cracker of a game here at Eden Gardens. This will be the center pitch where the action will take place, and just about 24 hours away from what's going to be a fantastic game.
Absolutely. Super excited for this high octane game. Kaustav Bhogle is saying this live stream has become my favorite thing to tune into. Thank you, KKR Insider, so much love for you. Thank you so much for doing such a beautiful job. I mean, seriously, मेरा तो पूरा दिन का फेवरेट पार्ट यही है कि मैं इंसाइडर के साथ थोड़ा सा बातचीत करूंगा, क्रिकेट के बारे में काफी एनरिच होऊंगा, एंड ऑफ कोर्स केकेआर के बारे में बात करूंगा. थैंक यू सो मच इंसाइडर. इट्स ऑलवेज सच अ प्लेजर टॉकिंग टू यू.
Thank you very much, Shanto. Of course, just saw that comment from the fan as well. Kaustav, I think you said his name was. Fans like him and everyone else who keep sending us the love and support all the time. It's for them that we go the extra mile to provide this kind of content to everyone. Obviously, आज की date पे when you have like so many cameras everywhere, it's sometimes hard for the cricketers to be away from them. But of course, in this specific special called the Nightlife, we try to get you guys as close as possible to the players without disturbing them at all. So yes, thank you, Kostav, for that kind of love and support, and all the fans who have tuned in to watch this Nightlife. Make sure you guys obviously subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere else that we are, and definitely download the Night Club app, because Night Club app पे आप लोगों को मिलेगा ये जो मैं कर रहा हूँ, शायद आप लोगों को भी चांस मिल जाए कि आप यहाँ पे आके सारे नाइट्स से मिले. Shayanto himself had downloaded the app and he got a chance to come and be a part of some practice sessions as well. तो उन्हीं की तरह अगर आप लोगों को भी लकी होना है तो चलिए जाइए, डाउनलोड कीजिए नाइट क्लब, टोकन्स बनाइए, and you guys can win some exciting merchandise and tickets and whatnot.
Absolutely, you heard the skipper. The skippers told us, and thank you so much, Insider Da. We'll all download the Nightclub app as soon as possible. And it was always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much, Insider. We'll just take a look at a couple of more comments. I mean, DM Edits is saying leadership is about creating opportunities for others to shine. Nitish Rana, absolutely. I think Nitish Rana, what a beautiful exhibition of captaincy. And I think इसी के साथ हम लोग we have come to an end to the Nightlife. It has been really a pleasure talking to everyone. Thank you so much. I hope कि हम लोग वापस मिल सकते हैं. And कल का मैच के लिए always cheer and make sure to download the Nightclub app. कोर बोलो और कुछ ही बोले.
सर पहले आप. सर पहले आप.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
सर पहले आप.
Okay. Thank you.
सर मैं ना आपका बहुत बड़ा वाला फैन हूँ. तो मैं केकेआर का थोड़ा और भी बड़ा फैन हूँ. श्रेयस के साथ में मेरी एक मीटिंग जस्ट वन.
पहले ऐप.
सर वो केकेआर की जर्सी के पीछे ऐसे नाम लिखा हो प्रवीण, इतना तो आप करवा सकते हो.
पहले ऐप.
हाँ सर, वो रसल मसल के साथ एक जिम सेशन अगर हो जाता तो.
पहले ऐप.
सर क्या पहले आप मजे ले रहे हो सर. अब आप मेरे.
आप नहीं कह रहा हूँ, ऐप कह रहा हूँ. पहले नाइट क्लब ऐप डाउनलोड करो, उसके लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम में एनरोल करो, उसके बाद अपनी पूरी ख्वाहिशें पूरी करो.
क्या आप बोल रहे हो? क्या फाटाफाटी ऐप है सर.
एकदम फटाफटी.
डाउनलोड नाउ.